You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks, Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, there are latest things that makes official. Welcome to the big show. As always, the Chris Voss Show for 16 years, going on 2,500 episodes, about to turn over to 2,600. There's 100 more for you. What do you people want from me already? For Christ's sake, 12 new shows a week. You know, I'm breaking my back over here. Make sure you give us great reviews on the iTunes. Anyway, guys, we love you. Refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the TikTok, and all those crazy places. The opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today, an amazing young man on the show. As always, we either have amazing young men or young women, because we like to gas up all our guests and flatter them, make them feel good on the show. Today we have I'm telling the secrets of the show. I think everyone knows them. Today we have Matthew Montgomery on the show. He's a producer in every sense of the word, and he spent most of his life bringing all sorts of ideas to life. He was originally educated in engineer and worked in the product development and venture capital world. And it basically meant that when people had product concepts they'd want to make, they'd come to him and he'd guide them through how to do it and charge them 50%. No, I'm just kidding. That's venture capital jokes, folks. We do those on the show right now. As a result, he's been fortunate enough to work with some pretty cool people, technology and startups. I'm getting calls now from Peter Thiel, among other things. And this has taught me what it takes to start, grow, and scale, or him to start, grow, and scale financially responsible businesses. Welcome to the show. How are you, Matthew?
Chris, thank you for the intro. I'm doing well. How about you? I was recording another VC, but I can't remember the big bald guy who looks like who's got the Magnum forehead. Am I saying? No, I can't think. Yeah, anyway, no good with
Netflix,
names,
dude, or the Netgear. No, hold on. Was it Netgear? Oh, was it the first browser?
Netscape.
Maybe? Netscape.
Yeah,
that guy, Anderson Howitz.
You got it.
Yeah, there's my VC name pulling. So Matthew, give us your .coms. Where can people find you out of the interwebs?
Yeah, you can check out my production company at floatinglava.com. You can find us on Instagram at Floating Lava Studios. Those are definitely your best places. We'll get you to some of the projects after we talk some more.
So give us an overview of what we're talking about today. I think there's two major projects you want to promote here.
Yeah, so you touched on it a little bit. So I started off as an engineer. I'm a film producer now also. So I've got the production company, Floating Lava Studios. We're an independent production company based out of Los Angeles. And we've got a project coming out this winter, The Spirit of Christmas Station. So that's a made-for-TV Christmas film. You can find that holiday season on Tubi. So yeah, we want to get that out there, get that in front of your audience, and get some eyes on those.
So let's start with the Christmas story. Geez, we're almost to Christmas. Can you believe it?
It's rapidly approaching.
Holy
it's
crap.
crazy.
Yeah, we're mid-October, so November, December. Now, is this movie coming out for this Christmas holiday?
Yeah, it's going to be this Christmas. So, I think the best time is to go Thanksgiving weekend. Go check it out on Tubi. So we've worked on it over the last year, filmed it in New Mexico late last year. And then, pushing it through the process all in the beginning of the year, and everything's ready. So, Tubi's where you'll find it. It's one of those, exactly what you think. Feel good. Girls in the city. She goes back home to kind of do some writing. Falls in love with the local. Just feel good one. Put it on while you're wrapping presents. That kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Is it one of those Hallmark sort of things where you mentioned the girl goes home? There's always that
Yeah.
He goes home, bumps into the old boyfriend or
You know it. Yeah. It's exactly one of those. Yeah. Yeah. Not exactly Hallmark, but yeah, your mind's right on it.
We had one of the Hallmark directors on, I think a couple weeks ago. He's done a lot of those movies, and I'm like, you're the guy who I have to blame when I come home. My girlfriend's crying in front of the TV.
Oh yeah. I'm guilty as charged on that one. Yeah. We'll take it. Every year people want them. They love them.
Yeah, they love them.
Like
they love those Christmas movies, and I've known some people that that's all they watch for those 30 days or something, or something they can get them. They binge watch them.
Yeah, that wasn't what we started off doing. We were making just suspense type thrillers, and we were in New Mexico, up in the high desert, and we're looking around making this suspense movie going, this is absolutely gorgeous. This looks like a Christmas town, right out of a Hallmark movie. Fast forward 2 years, we're right back in the same location, filming it. So there was a train station there. Beautiful. We incorporated the train into the movie. So you get a little bang for your buck seeing the train go through the mountains, snowy, everything you want out of a Christmas film.
I want to make, we have a lot of romance novelists on the show too. I mean, probably have, 400 or 500 romance novelists on the show.
Yeah.
And so it's always fun to have them on. It's the same sort of thing as the Hallmark thing. I think we should make like a romantic rom-com, but it's like Seven. So basically, the guy she falls in love with in the small town when she comes back from her advertising job in the city, and he's not perfect. He decides that he's too good for her and dumps her ass, and then he gets with her ex-boyfriend in the city.
You'll change the audience. All the guys will be into this one.
There'll be a different audience going to that one, but something like that. And then
I like it.
Yeah. And then she spends the rest of her life in a room full of cats going, what did I do wrong? I know. So, right now, women are writing me. Why is everyone writing me now? I got VCs after me and women now. Anyway, tell us about, obviously that's never going to sell. So tell us about the Spirit of Christmas Station. Yeah.
So like I was saying, we were there. We were, looking at how beautiful the landscapes and the mountains were. And we saw the train, and we literally started writing the story for it there. So
one of those old timey trains, the old steam.
Yeah, it's actually the Cumbres and Toltec. It's like a scenic railroad. It runs through like upper New Mexico and Colorado.
Just be careful using that language on the show.
Yeah, exactly. We had it in one of the movies, and the actress was trying to get it out. We felt so bad because it's a mouthful, and we're like, no. So we wrote it out. We didn't have the name of that one in the Christmas film. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's a romantic thing about trains. I still have that. I go downtown to shoot and photograph, and I love taking pictures of the trams, and then of course I can go up the block to the Union Pacific trains. And I've always been fascinated with a kid. Of course, you and I probably grew up in that era. I did. I'm really old though. Probably double your age. But so tell us about the director and some of the stars are in it. Maybe some people know these folks.
Yeah. So directed by Morgan Bradley. She's been in a lot of Up TV Christmas films. She's directed a couple of those. Up TV does a lot of these, like Hallmark also. Chase Garland is the lead male actor.
Looks like he's a good-looking guy, ladies. You might want to check.
You definitely want to see him in that. He's tall, dark, and handsome. Got that cowboy look, kind of chiseled guy. It's what you want. We're giving the people what they want. They want that. He leans into that little Western look. He plays it well. Yeah, it's been in a couple Western films. So we saw him and we were like, oh, that's the guy you want as the hometown hero in the film.
And then you got Alexandra Harris.
Yeah. So another, I'd call her a Christmas film darling. Amazing woman to work with. She's fun to be around on set, and that energy I think just comes through on the screen. Just pulls you in and makes everyone feel loved, and just a delight all around.
That's unfortunate. I like to make people feel hated.
Yeah.
That's how we work here at the office.
Totally.
But yeah, I see some pictures, I think, from a log cabin or something.
Yeah.
The crew and you guys all, some of the setup and stuff. So
totally. Yeah. We spent quite a bit of time up in the mountains in a log cabin. So that was another location we had seen when we were working on another film. And yeah, same thing. We were like, what a beautiful, just glass windows looking out over the mountains. And so we were like, we gotta spend some time in there. That's the cabin retreat she goes back home to get some of her writing done. So yeah, it's exactly what you're
get
thinking.
that Michael Myers sound.
Yeah, that's where we were at originally. We were in that mind space when we saw it, and then we were like, oh no, we're wrong. You pivot immediately and start
If anybody
writing
finds
Christmas.
blood, we're out of here.
Yeah.
We're leaving. We're not
Yeah.
sticking around till dark. But yeah, I would screw with people if I got in one of those settings. I'd be the guy who'd be like making noises and I don't know, doing stuff.
Yeah,
to freak people out.
it's funny. There's a fine line between like horror and romance. You go, oh,
It's a
one
real
way it
fine
can look
line,
creepy,
dude.
and
Yeah. It's a real
one
fine
way-
line if you've been married 10 times like me.
Yeah.
In fact, they're blurred pretty bad.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Though.
Yeah, all 8 marriages. Anyway, I don't know what that means, folks, but don't write me. And so this is going to be released. Do you have a release date on this yet? Where it's going to appear? And
Yeah, we don't have a exact release date, but look for it. About third week of November. The big drops, big time to go is right at Thanksgiving weekend. It's a good Black Friday movie.
Oh, there you go.
So check it out then. It'll definitely be up and running.
People love Christmas. I know some people they have Christmas set up all year long. They don't take their tree down. They don't take their light. I think they have a plastic tree.
You hope it's a plastic one.
I'm not saying I watched somebody light a fire on an older tree that had dried out. That was a Christmas tree. Holy crap! That thing went up like something.
Yeah, that's good firewood.
Yeah. I told the Hallmark guy, I'm like, you're the guy responsible for my girlfriend crying when I come home. There was one time I came home and I had this big screen TV, it's huge. And I open up the door and I look in the living room and I can see her mom and her are sitting side by side and they have scooched the ottoman up against pretty much the TV where it's just like this to their face. Yeah. And they turn to me and they've both been crying for God knows how long. And they go, and I'm like, you guys watching Lifetime TV? Yeah, men suck. And I just turned and left. Like I just went to dinner and just didn't come home for a week.
180 right back out.
I was Googling how to fake my own death, but people love them. They love those feels. They love the exercise and the feelings. So I guess you can't tell us how the end turns out. It could be one of those movies, folks, where he breaks up with her and breaks her.
Yeah, you never know. Will she get the kiss at the end?
Will she get the kiss? Yeah. She
or
get the wedding ring or marriage or all the
straight to the 12 cats, like you said.
Straight to the 12 cats. Maybe the 12 cats of Christmas. There's my 7 Christmas movie. And
we're just writing all these down. Yeah.
Like Idiot is whatever get printed. Like people are gonna go, what's the plot again? No. We'll make Iron Eagle 25, but we're not doing this one.
So
now people from Iron Eagle are gonna write me. Let's talk about your NASA stuff that you're doing there. What's up with the NASA thing?
The NASA stuff. It's funny. I call this the conversation black hole because it just the second you get on this topic, all other conversations just get stopped and it sucks in. But yeah, on the NASA stuff. So I've been selected by NASA to live in a year-long Mars simulated mission. So we're going to live in a habitat isolated at Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
So,
wow. Who hurt you? No, I'm I've seen those guys that do it out in the desert. We talked about this in the pre-show. I've seen the guys that do that in the desert, and they're kind of like, it's kind of like amateur night because they're just an independent company or something, and they have actual chairs and shit that you probably, you couldn't get to whatever, and you're like, I don't remember there being a buffet cart you could load onto a rocket at Mars.
Yeah, it's probably not happening.
You go. Plus, they're just walking around with oxygen.
Yeah.
But so you guys are doing this. This must have been quite the thing. What drew you to want to be involved in this, and who hurt you?
Yeah. Yes. Totally. Yeah. So this one's, as legitimate as it can be. So NASA's put a significant amount of effort into trying to solve primarily the food problem, like you're talking about. So we're on the path. It's called the Moon to Mars Initiative to, essentially go back to the moon and then move on to going to Mars. So the specific mission that I'm involved in is called CHPIA. It's another one. That's not a sneeze. That's the name. So it's Crew Health and Performance Exploration Analog. So what they're trying to do is what food systems do we need? What health and performance measures? So like you're saying, exercise, living conditions, isolation, all of those type of things. What do we do when we send actual humans there? And this is a step in that research to say, well, we've developed the food system. Now let's test if we think this is it.
And I noticed, so we were talking about this pre-show, there's a website link people can go to. We'll have it on the show. NASA.gov humans-in, or let me do that, redo that. NASA? What the hell's going on? Is that like Indian? That's Indian NASA. NASA.gov/humans-in-space/CHPIA, which is CHAPEA, which is also a burrito you can find at Taco Bell. I think, I don't know, it's new. It has less Chihuahua in it. Taco Bell. It's a 90s joke, folks. Go look it up. Anyway, so I see them 3D printing. Like we've kind of seen them start building homes with these 3D printers that are building, I guess, your living quarters there in Mars.
Yeah. So you're spot on. So there's basically a large airplane hangar, and inside of the hangar, there's a 3D printed building, what we call the habitat. And you can think of it as just a giant 3D printer came in and built the living quarters. So we've got roughly 1,700 square feet. The crew is 4 people. So there's 4 individual living spaces or rooms. We've got, a bathroom, and then kind of like a laboratory setup with a medical bay. We've got an exercise room and, common space in there. So basically everything you would need to survive for a year.
This is pretty wild. I'm looking at the pictures of it. It's got one of those nozzle 3D systems where it shoots out this kind of little trail of cement and stuff.
Yeah. We call it a lava creep.
A lava creep.
Yeah. So it's so it's supposed to be like the Martian regolith, so the aka Martian dirt, what they think the equivalent would be. So it's got that reddy orange tone to it to really simulate using the resources on Mars. They call it in situ resource utilization. So basically take the material that you have there and try to build something out of it. So this is a simulation of that. But
I've seen the little nozzle there spray out its little bead of the little tubing it makes that forms the walls. And I've often looked at it and thought, if I ever want to go up big, I'm going to get one of those machines and I'm going to fill it with Ready whipping cream, and just spray it in my mouth and to see how far I can get it, consuming as much of it I can until I just explode or
it's a good way to go out. It's coming out your ears and
coming out my ears, coming out all orifices. Parts, the poor guys from what it was that world record company where they monitor world records are just standing there horrified.
Oh goodness,
World records.
Yeah, you might as well get a record.
Going, what the hell did we just sign up for? He's dead, but he won. So he accomplished something in his life. So they're getting you guys prepared. How long are you going to live there officially when you move in?
Yeah, so it's a little more than a year, 378 days to be exact.
Somebody did hurt you then.
Yeah.
Now, are you exclusively living there? Like you giving up everything you're doing, going home and crap?
Yeah, everything. So we walk in right now, the go date, October 19th. We go in and then it's just the 4 of us in there, completely isolated.
4 people?
4 people.
Well, they better be hot and good looking. That's all I can say. I got to look at 4 people for a year. That's it. Do you get to watch any TV or anything, or is it all just work?
Yeah.
So it's shuttle.
It's very similar to life on the space station. So your days are very regimented out. It's time blocked. But yeah, we have a TV in there. We get to bring
teenagers you're trying to get away from, or a crazy ex-girlfriend. Is that what's going on?
No, yeah.
You're basically faking your death for like a year, and people.
Yeah, it took me a second to convince my parents it was legitimate. They were like, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?"
Yeah, so it's a hurdle to get
Musk
everyone.
going in NASA now.
Yeah.
I'm working at Twitter, Mom. This should be interesting. So do you have to do anything to get ready for it? Do you have to like exercise or?
Oh yeah.
Really?
So I've been going through this process for a little over a year. So we've had, it was a really long selection. We did, normal kind of application, medical exams. Basically, they were looking for equivalent to astronauts. So we had a lot of the same medical testing, psychological, because you need the data to really be precise and astronaut-like, so that when they project this forward, it's usable. But so going through that, and then we're in the middle right now of 5 weeks of like very intense, day in, day out training.
Wow.
And that little bit of everything. It's, how do you use the habitat, how getting all the exercise programs really locked in. There's a lot of exercise performance. So clocking, how those prescriptions, they call them, how good of those they are. We do kind of like spacewalks, but they're simulated. So we call them EVAs, extravehicular activities. So in addition to the 3D printed structure that you're looking at, there's what we call a sandbox outside. So it kind of looks like red Martian regolith that we can go out into the, it's a limited area, but you can go out there and do spacewalks, and we'll do some scientific studies there, a little bit of geology, a little bit of maintenance, those kind of things. And then we also have a virtual reality piece to those extravehicular activities. So you put on the VR goggles and you're on a treadmill, and you do kind of extended Mars walks that'll go, up to like 6 hours. So, but they're pretty intense physically, and you need that kind of tempo and pace to really load us up to have that similar workload. Because you kind of think about it all as like we're trying to dial in food systems and human health and that performance side. You've got to run it hard, like we would run on a real Mars mission, to say, the calorie expenditures are indicative and that kind of stuff. So
what happens if you end up like Matt Damon? You walk on set and they're like, okay, here's a bucket of poo and here's some potato seeds. And you're like, oh shit.
No surprises. I'm hoping like that. The food's one that everyone always asks about. What are you going to eat? So
lobster, steak. I need some filet over here.
Yeah, exactly. Just all the goods. No,
I expect Michelin service on the NASA thing because they've got a budget.
Yeah. It's definitely under scrutiny with everything.
That's true too. Dodge probably cut that.
Yeah,
I mean, they may just cut you. Doge may just cut you midway midway through the year, and you guys just won't know it. They're just like, how come they don't respond to us anymore? And Dodge is like, it's too expensive to end the project, so just leave them there. Don't tell them what's going on. Like, do you ever have any like nightmares that like something weird could go on? Like, you remember that one movie, 48 Days?
The
guy's in a car crash, and then he wakes up and everyone's gone, and he's just like, fuck.
It's you think about like when like 2020, if you were in there or something, it would be a funny time. But no, the team's incredibly professional, as you would imagine with NASA. It's a well-oiled machine.
NASA NASA puts you through so much training. It's crazy.
Yeah. We are on communication time delays. That's kind of a fun one, similar to what you're talking about. So if there was something that it would take a little while for us to even know, because they're doing the time delay based on what it would actually be with the planet distances. So they get
to leave you in suspense.
Yeah. it's like 15 minutes one way on the short end and up to like 22, 23 minutes. So.
Hopefully they have like an emergency button. Like, you know, when you're at a gas station, they have the emergency shutoff valves in case.
Yeah.
They probably should have a button like that somewhere. Just
there's a layer of safety measures. So, the red phone.
Yeah. But, you know, we had Fred Hayes on the show who was in the Apollo 13 thing.
Yeah.
And he wrote a great book called Never Panic Early. And those dudes, they go through thousands of iterations of practice. And I don't know if they'll do this to you on the Mars thing, but for the astronauts back then, they would run them through 1 million failures, you know. Suddenly you don't have power here. Have fun with that. And then once you start mucking with that, they throw something out. And they were just, it was kind of masochistic. So somebody at NASA is like a sadist, and like, do this to them, you know. And but it really helped when, you know, Apollo 13 went off the rails, and of course the mental stability. You know, he wrote the book Never Panic Early, and I remember talking to him, and I was like, "Did you guys really kind of panic there a little bit?" And under, you know, the movie, you know, has to display some drama, of course. You know, and he goes, "No, we didn't worry about it. We didn't think about it. You're so busy focusing on making right choices and not panicking." Because he goes, if you panic early, you make stupid choices and they compound and you're dead. And he said about the only part my heart rate went up was when we were coming in and the plane was shaken to death or something, and they're coming in the atmosphere and they were having heat problems or something. And he's like, we might not pull this one off. Yeah. But, you know, that was after they circumvented the moon and, I don't know, took a half tour of the galaxy and slingshot themselves with whatever was gravity.
It's so cool. Yeah.
I would just been working at NASA. We're going to do what? I'm going back to McDonald's. I'm not doing this. But so you're going to do this adventure. It would probably give you a great book. Do you hope to write maybe a book or maybe a movies thing out of it? Yeah,
definitely. You know, I think about NASA and also just like the space program and everything in general. Like, think about the amount of public support that we have to like pull these kind of amazing projects off, like the Apollo stuff, like just the amount of backing there. I think the storytelling side of this is really important because that's how you gather that public support. So I'd love to find a way to tell this story, whether it's, you know, I think production and film's a great way. I'm not sure what that'll look like, but that's definitely in the back of my mind. You know, what do we do?
It's like, I don't know if they'll let you film, you know, like film your activities or anything, but you can probably make a journal. But it would be interesting to, you know, have a journal and be like a day in the life of the Mars trap or whatever. But only 4 people. That's kind of interesting because if somebody falls out, you know, it might be somebody who has a health issue or you know. You guys play Survivor and vote them off the island, vote them off the planet. I think that would be a better Mars show. We need to talk to producers over there. Now,
the amount of people I've got that have been like, you got to film the inside. Everyone wants to see it. It comes up in every conversation. They go, "Oh, you should show the inside." But dude, if they live stream that, I would tune in and watch it. Everyone's I think they're missing out.
You guys like what was it? I mean, back in before YouTube started, there was this thing called can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was something TV, and it was people that were just live streaming their life, and it was like most of it was just them watching TV, sitting on the couch and sleeping. Justin TV, that's what it was.
Oh yeah.
And it was really. It was really an anomaly because I'm like, we're so bored and lazy and our life isn't doing anything that we're watching other people not doing anything in their homes. Like, this is really fucking sad. And I think that's where, you know, they got the idea for reality TV. But it would be fun to watch this. I love watching anything on NASA. Like, that's a wormhole if I start watching a launch or what they're doing on the space.
Some of the space station.
And then if like 5 hours go by, I'm like, "Ah, damn it, they got me again." But you know, people love space. They love the idea of it. You know, it's so amazing to think that, you know, NASA invited me out to when they were putting all the they put the Enterprise out in LA for a museum. So they brought it in. to the Air Force Base there in LA, and we got to watch it land. And
too cool.
And that was the other thing. They took us out to the runway, so we're within like, I don't know, 100 feet of the runway, as close as they could get us. And they gave us F-16s that escort it, the 747 that carries it. They gave us I don't know what you call it, a flyby.
Yeah.
About blew our asses off.
Yeah.
Our ears out. But we got to go up in the 747 with the Enterprise above it. And you could almost reach out and touch the Enterprise. But it was, I've had so much romance growing up in the era of the space shuttle and space. And, it was so great. It's kind of a shame that it doesn't seem as great for NASA as it used to be, but I guess a lot of that's been spun out to the private enterprises like Amazon,
yes, yeah,
Blue
Origin, SpaceX, yeah.
I can't even keep track of just every billionaire's got a space program now.
Total, yeah.
So yeah, my dog's even got one. She's getting dogs. Huskies go to the space.
Yeah. It feels like the pace is picking back up. Like I feel like the energy is coming back or has come back. That was a big motivation, why I want to do this. Like NASA's asking and we're going. So if you need the help, then you're gonna have a hell of a story that no one else has. That's gonna be the great thing about that, man. You're gonna be back on my show going, I got some stories for you, Mr. Voss. That's where the real ones come.
Yeah. And just so you know, never eat the flash freeze-dried NASA packets that give you gas, because when you're in a small container with 4 people, it's bad. Like, are you guys have the funky toilets and the, maybe the suits where you can do the bathroom stuff, or how's that going to work with the toilet?
Yeah, we're lucky on this one with the toilets, so it's not like the space station toilets, but we do have water restrictions on the showering side. So if you think about like resource restrictions, that's a huge piece, especially the further out you go. So for Mars, that's going to be a massive problem. So we have drinking supply isn't limited, but showering and those kind of things, we have restrictions that we'll have to work around as a team. Yeah.
You don't want to. I guess, do the people on the space station, do they filter their gray water or their dirty water? I don't remember how that works.
I think their life support systems. I think fairly closed. So
eat a lot of pineapple. It makes it taste better, I hear. Trying to remember which rapper was into that I can pull that joke for, but anyway, you can do the math. But yeah, you're on a small station, and you're like, hey, close the door to the bathroom and light a match next time. So that's one of the things I can see.
There's definitely some books around that, just like the non-glorious side of space travel. Being on station.
What are you guys going to do for loneliness? I mean, is it you just gotta deal with being alone for a year, or you might have to, what's that old gay for the stay you have to do when you're in prison? I've just heard about that. I haven't done it, obviously, but there's still time. But is it a mixture of 2 girls, 2 guys? How's the math there working out?
So we have 3 males and 1 female right now. So it's weighted male.
We got to put with 3 dudes instead of just, like when they're married to 1, they just have to put up with 1.
Yeah. She's great. But we have 2 backups also. You had mentioned.
Oh, that's right.
Just the 4, but up until we ingress, we've got 6 of us that are training, so they're prepared. NASA about always contingency planning.
Man. So you got to pack up your life, right? You gotta like someone's got to pay your credit card bills, or
totally
do things. Are you able to talk to your parents like once a month? You can send them a message and be like, "Hey, I'm still stuck in here."
There's no per se like restrictions on communication. We only have email though, and the email's all on that time delay. So no cell phones, no video calls, those kind of things.
No Facebook posting.
No social media. There's a trade-off there. I'm a little excited about not having some of that stuff. We're all a little too available sometimes, I feel like. So
that's
little
true.
phone detox isn't the worst.
Yeah. Well, you're going to go through that. You might want to start preparing for that because a lot of people
Yeah.
are dopamine hooked to their phones. The pings and
Oh,
the
for
bells
sure.
and whistles, and then you're going to have to get along with people, right? I mean, that's kind of you
It's
really
a
have to be
huge
somebody
piece.
that can, if you're what do they call those relationship dating styles? Avoidant.
Yeah.
If you're maybe an introvert or something, you're like, these people are in my space, and you're like, well, it's only 500 square feet. How many square feet is this, by the way? It looks
Like roughly 1,700. So think of like a 2-bedroom
a small
kind of
house.
apartment. Yeah, small
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
But that's everything. So that's, living and working space.
What are they going to do with temperatures? Are they going to try and keep a Mars temperature with you guys?
No, we've got the temperature is adjustable, but it's pretty static. So you think about like a life support system would have some kind of temperature control. So yeah, it'll be constant.
See, during the summer, I walk around my house in my underwear because it's Vegas, and plus it's part of my OnlyFans broadcast. So there's that. Don't Google that.
The other one,
it doesnn't exist. If you're Googling that because you want to see it, there's something wrong with you people. But so that would be a problem for me if I have to live with other people. Well, it'd be a problem.
That would be
a problem for me.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, you're stuck with me, and I'm stuck with you. I'm gonna be relaxed. So I'm gonna fart, burp, snore. That's the other thing. They wouldn't allow me to go because I snore like really badly, evidently.
Well, yeah.
Like I can signal planes or something. I don't know. Something with radar. But they're like, is that a submarine or is that a dude snoring in the back? But they probably wouldn't let me on there. I'd probably snore so loud I'd shake those foundations of that 3D printed place.
Yeah, the whole concrete's vibrating. What is that sound?
And what does Chris's room smell? So all I can tell you is I don't know, take a lot of lube. I don't know what that means, but you might want to see if you can pack some of that by the gallon. Anyway,
we do have
those Martian chicks are hot.
Yeah.
But this will be interesting. But they're not going to live stream the play-by-play, right? We might have to at the end or something about this.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's still a scientific experiment. So they're doing a lot of data gathering, and
I want to see people at each other's throats and stuff. Where it's like Survivor, where people are cutthroating each other, and that's what I want to see on Mars, right? Yeah, whoever loses, they throw out it without a spacesuit on.
Yeah, push them out the airlock.
Yeah, and he dies like Arnold Schwarzenegger on that one movie. Whatever.
Yeah, Total Recall. Yeah, I think about that. Yeah, that's a good one.
There'd be a lot of Total Recall references here, but no, it'd be interesting to see this or check in and just watch people mingling about. I think people would love to watch it. It'd be a great game for NASA exposure and stuff, and and maybe you could script a few. You can hire the Kardashians to work on some scripts where you have some infighting and maybe people at each other's throats or something.
A reality TV show of it. Yeah,
two of you get together against the other two, and like Bob told me this, and you're like, oh God, not Bob.
Yeah, this group's, I mean, as you would expect, all the psychological screenings and everything, it's, highly professional, and all of us have gone through so much psychological evaluation, and we've done team building together and everything.
That doesn't sound like it's going to be any fun to watch.
Yeah,
we need a car crash, people.
Right. Yeah, you need the more dramatic crew.
I mean, I'll sign any petition and give any money to NASA if they'll launch the Kardashians to Mars and space. I don't need to even watch it. I just need to know what happened. But
crowdfunding that one.
Yeah, I would pay for that. I would definitely support that. And then, make sure there's no return.
give them the money.
To space, watch them fight until they claw each other to death or till butts explode, and then, whatever. You can turn off the camera now. It's bad. So it's kind of like every other episode of the Kardashians anyway, isn't it? I don't know. So final thoughts as we go out, final pitch on anything we want to promote before.
So I think let's mix the two. So we're going to try to do the first Mars premiere. Since I'm going to be in there during the holiday season, we're going to, on November 28th, Red Planet Day, happens to be over that Thanksgiving weekend. So we're going to do a Mars premiere of Spirit of Christmas Station while we're in there. So the crew watch that and everyone on the outside can also tune into Tubi and watch it along with us if they want.
Hey, here's an idea. You can take this next level. Why don't you do a Mars space station rom-com movie? So, Christmas on Mars.
Yeah.
I want points on this, by the way. Yeah. I'm pitching you my screenplay, as they say in LA. But I'll do it when we're at the diner. What's that famous diner everyone pitches at? Anyway, the old one in LA on Sunset.
I know exactly.
Yeah, great food. So I think we need a Mars rom-com. I think that's I can get together with the Hallmark guy who was on the show, and maybe can co-produce it. But it's on Mars. Maybe she goes to Mars because she's hanging out with Elon and she has a crush on Elon because he checks all the boxes, but she's not really in love with him because he's a nerd on ketamine with some autistic issues, and on top of the ketamine, and then she meets a Martian, and he's a down-home Martian. He just kind of works the fields there on Martianville or whatever, and she falls in love with him. So partially because everyone knows Martians are pretty well hung, and so then then the drama ensues. See,
little sci-fi meets
rom-com. I think we need this because there's too many of these. She goes from New York to backwoods Georgia or something, and meets Fester from Deliverance, and can't figure out why he's playing banjo all the time. But there needs to be one on Mars, and she falls in love with a Martian, and and then Elon's all upset and threatens to destroy democracy again or something, or start saluting things, and you never know. I mean, I would watch that. Like space meets aliens, and maybe the alien, instead of falling in love with her, eats her, Sigourney Weaver or something.
Give it a little twist.
Love. They have like little alien babies, which is kind of what Sigourney Weaver, one of the aliens, did technically.
That's a way to look at it.
But then they have like a family and happily ever after, right? They're at church with the little alien human family and cats and stuff. This is I can see this alien meets rom-com. I'd watch it.
I like it. Yeah. It's something new.
Remember, I want points on this. Anyway, so thank you very much for coming to the show. This has been a lot of fun and a wonderful topic, Matthew, to talk about. And I look forward to seeing you on the other end. I'd love to have you come on the show when you come out the other side. And
definitely. Yeah. Would love to come back.
As long as you aren't damaged too much and emotionally damaged.
I think we'll be good. Strong mission.
The last 2 months, he just stayed in the rubber room with the suit on, and he hasn't stopped talking to himself.
Yeah.
He keeps saying Rosebud. Is that the right reference? From Citizen Kane. Rosebud. He just keeps saying it, and he won't talk to anybody. So I'm like, well, you put him in a room with 4 other people for a year. I can't even do that on a date. Anyway, well, thank you very much, Matthew. Give us your .com so people can find you on the interwebs.
Yeah, check out the production company, Floating Lava Studios, at floatinglava.com, and then check us out on Instagram. That's Floating Lava Studios, and then the film coming out this Christmas holidays, The Spirit of Christmas Station. Check that out on Tubi.
I had some floating lava the other night. I'd been out to the Taco Bell buffet earlier the night before. Not going to explain that joke. Anyway, thank you very much, Matthew, for coming on. Thanks for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss. Chris Voss won the TikTokity. I feel another eruption coming, I think. Thanks for tuning in. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.